Spirit. I already feel better than I did when I first walked in, that's for sure. It doesn't take much for me anymore. I used to, when I was younger, it seems like I used to rely so heavily on the preachers, whether it was Papa or Dad or my Uncle Daryl or whoever it was, to bring me a blessing. I used to wait for it. I'm here, give me a blessing. Right. What I found is, as you get older, there's nothing standing between you and a blessing from God.
That's right. That's right.
Except yourself.
Amen.
And even when we stand up here and we try to preach, and it may take us a while to get going and get started, it's the same thing. The only thing standing between me and the Lord carrying me out on the mountain is me. And if you will pray for me for just a few minutes, we'll try to preach a little bit, and if not, then I'll get out of the way and Dad can come and we'll get started into the church work. That's the way you want to do it, Dad.
Yep.
But I'm so thankful that I have Him to lean on in my hour of need. Jesus knows exactly what you stand in need of, even if you don't. And whenever we get weak, whenever I get weak, whenever I think, well, it'd be okay if we slept in this morning. It's an hour away. It seems like He gives us just a little crumb to carry on. Just a little taste of how good He is. Yeah. Even in hard times when we're struggling a little bit. But it's okay. It's okay to struggle a little bit down here. I'd rather struggle down here and have some problems down here, some natural worldly problems down here.
Yeah.
Then when I meet my Lord and Savior,
Amen.
I'd rather have those problems here than up there. Than get up there and hear Him say, sorry.
Yeah,
I never knew you. You talk about a problem. You're in trouble.
Eternally.
And it's just like when Jesus was getting ready to march up Calvary. And He looked at the people that was crying, seeing their master getting beat. And they knew what was coming when He got to the top of that hill. And they looked at Him, and Jesus felt it.
Oh, yeah.
And He looked over the crowd, and He looked at them, and He said, daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children.
Yeah.
And He didn't stop there, and He said, for behold, the days are coming in which they shall say, blessed are the barren, and those that have never had children. Listen, and you know what? They shall begin to say to the mountains, fall on me, and to the hills, cover me. Listen, if they do these things, listen, in a green tree, while Jesus is there with them, what are you going to do? When the drought comes, what are you going to do when I'm not here? How faithful are you going to be? Listen, and you know what? After he got done saying that there was a Jewish man in the crowd there. Listen, you need to understand they had already beaten Jesus so bad that His own mother couldn't recognize Him. Listen, and you know what? He was already dying then. Listen, and you know what? He was struggling to carry that cross on his own. There was a Syrian man there, listen, named Simon, and they told Simon, you get up there, and you help him carry that cross. Can you imagine, listen, listen, helping my Lord carry that cross. I got news for you. Listen, if you're trying to serve God with everything you've got this morning, if you're trying to reach this lost and dying world, you're helping Him to carry that cross. Listen, that's just the way I feel about it, Papa. Hey, you know, it's like, listen, you talk about, listen, Jesus, knowing exactly what you stand in need of. When he was walking along one time, listen, and he come to a little port there, and there was some ships, some little fishing boats there, listen, and you know one, I went up to one boat there, and there was two men, brothers, one named Peter and one named Andrew. Listen, and it says, the Bible says that they were cleaning their nets. You know what that means? They were done for the day. They were calling it a day. They was cleaning up there. Listen, and Jesus looked at him and said, Williams, cast me out. Cast the boat out just a little bit. And Peter looked at him and said, we've toiled all night long. We ain't caught nothing. Listen, you can see we're cleaning our nets here. We're done for the day. But there was something that compelled Peter. Listen, because he loved what he said to him there. He called him master. Listen, I didn't even know this man. But there was something that compelled Peter to be obedient to him. Listen, and so Peter said, we toiled all night, Master, but at thy bidding, we'll do it. Don't you know that things aren't always going to be easy down here? Listen, you may toil day in and day out and not feel like you've got anything to show for it sometimes. Listen to me, but when my master speaks to you, listen, the best thing you can do is be obedient.
Amen. That's right.
Because we can come up with any excuse in the world. You know, we were in Kentucky last weekend. We had service Saturday night and Sunday. We went up Saturday and took Brandy and my girls. We left the bread baking a little early and we went up to Mammoth so we could see them before the whole crowd got up there. And while we were up there, some of you have seen, I got Papa to tell that little dream he had about Olivia that he told about 4 years ago, I guess, at Christmas. We got to spend some time with them, and I know that my girls will never have the relationship with them that I did growing up. And I guess I'm just trying to be selfish and force it a little bit. But you know,
Don't wait. Don't wait.
I went to sleep that night, and I dreamed that me and Otto, me and Papa, we were standing on a river and we were fishing. I don't know that me and him ever went fishing together in this life. And you know, we was out there and we was fishing and we wasn't doing any good. Now listen, I remember casting and getting so discouraged. Now listen, and you know what? Papa, he was just as happy as could be just to be there casting. Listen, and you know what? He come walking to me and he said, I ain't doing no good here. I'm going to go up the bank a little bit. Listen, and he turned around and started walking, and I heard him start to whistling. Listen, and he got just a few steps away, and he turned around and he looked at me and said, don't you stop casting here, because I'm telling you there's fish in there. Listen, and he turned around and kept right on whistling and walked until I couldn't see him anymore. Listen, the next morning, listen, my little 13-year-old cousin come in the wind-up of service. We was preparing the sacrament. She didn't wait till the opening of the church doors. Listen, sometimes we may have to make a few extra casts. Sometimes we may get discouraged with not catching anything. But you just keep right on. You just keep right on.
Yeah, that's right.
Pursuing and trying to do God's will. They walked that little girl out in the water and we called us a good one.
Get on.
But you know, I may never have gone fishing with Otto that I can remember in this life here. But we're going to get to go one day. And you know, it's hard to see Mamaw so weak and feeble. And you know what I found was maybe made me even more sad. Instead of seeing her in that shape, was seeing Papaw just cling to her. Wouldn't leave her. She's bedridden for a few days there, and I don't think he ever left her side. And you know, even during that little video I took of Otto telling that story, Mamaw's laying down in front of him because she can't move. But aren't you glad that one of these days we're not going to be bound to the troubles and the cares of this world any longer?
That's right.
Aren't you glad, you know, Papaw? When we went up there to see her that Saturday night, it was the first time that I can remember in my life. Listen, from the time I was little Silas's age to now, for her not to meet me at the door with a kiss and a hug. Listen, the first time when I walked through that door and she couldn't get out of bed because this world had broken her down. Listen, but I'm telling you, one of these mornings, I'm going to get to another door. Listen, and I guarantee you, she's going to meet me there with a hug and a kiss. But you know what? I'm not going to be looking for Mamaw that day. I'm going to be looking for that man. Listen, told Peter, you cast your nets one more time. And they brought up so many that the net broke. That's what I'm looking for.
Did you get help?
I'm thankful that we have a promise. And that he isn't slack concerning it.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, Randy was telling me that she's always been blessed with dreams and God has showed her a lot. And I get jealous of it sometimes. But she told me that she had a little dream about Mamaw, and then we was up at her house and we was playing outside. All of us were, all the cousins and the family, and she said, Mike, come running outside and said, come on, we need to go see Mamaw. And all the young grandkids and great-grandkids tried to run there, and Mike blocked them back and said, no, let the adults come. Listen, and we went in there, and she was laying in that little recliner, Brandon. Listen, and I've never seen her look so feeble as I did this past weekend. Listen, she couldn't hardly move. You know what? But when we went in there, Brandy said she sat up and stood on up and started going around and hugging her children and her grandchildren and kissing them and said, I've got to go home. Listen, and it says, she said she started to grow wings and she just flew away. Listen, I want to be like Stephen was. Listen, when this world beats me down, listen, I want to look up and see, Lord, I see my Lord standing on the right hand of the Father, and I want to go to sleep just for a little while. Aren't you glad that we have that comforter that He left?
We do.
Aren't you glad that when troubles come and sorrows come, they can only bring us down so low? And that's when my Lord says, okay, I'll take it from here. You come on.
Well done.
We'll do church work, speak a few words, sing a song, whatever you want to do.